Hi friends, welcome back to Asana with Samantha. Today's flow is going to be centered around hip opening. So grab a block, a strap, and a blanket or towel, and we'll go ahead and get started. Go ahead and prop your bum up on the block and just start in a comfortable cross-legged or easy pose. You can set the palms down on the knees and then close off the eyes. We'll just take a couple moments to ground and center ourselves here. So without manipulating the breath in any way, take a moment to simply observe your breath. Observe its rhythm. Observe the speed and location. Watch the breath come in and watch the breath go out. Now begin to deepen your inhales to the point where you can feel your rib cage expanding front to back and side to side. And as you exhale fully, bring those rib points back together and bring your navel back toward your spine. Really clear out your lungs completely. Again, inhale fully. Allow everything to expand, create space in your torso. And as you exhale, again, clean out those lungs, empty them completely. Take one more breath this way. And then allow the breath to soften and come back to its natural rhythm. Go ahead and blink open the eyes. Inhale, arms come up to the sky. And as you exhale, twist to the right. Right hand comes behind you, left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. Create space on your inhale, and as you exhale, ring out through your center. Inhale, back up to center. And as you exhale, twist to the left. Again, inhale, grow tall. Exhale, deepen the twist. Inhale, back up to center. And exhale, hands down through heart center. Go ahead and open up to straddle. So just extend those legs out long. Inhale, and as you exhale, twist to the right leg and forward fold. So both of your sit bones should still be connected to your block. We're growing tall and lengthening through that spine, but you're drawing your navel down toward your thigh. Inhale to come up, angle yourself toward that left leg. As you exhale, forward fold toward the left side. Make sure you're not twisting and sinking into either shoulder. You want to fold just straight down. Inhale to come up. You can fold those legs in, remove the block. You can keep the block if you'd like, but I'd recommend removing it. Bring the soles of the feet together, scoot your feet as close to you as you can, and holding onto your feet. Inhale to grow tall, and exhale, forward fold with straight spine. So we're not rounding here, straight spine. Inhale to come back up, extend your diamond so it's a little bit wider. Inhale, and as you exhale, go ahead and round the spine and just bring your head down toward your feet. One more breath here. Allow the back body to expand with your inhales. As you exhale, see if you can draw your head just a little closer to your feet. Inhale to come all the way up. Let's go ahead and flip our legs around to come into a tabletop position. Stack wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Go ahead and lift your left leg up and just circle it 5 times forward and 5 times back. Just creating some mobility in the hip. Okay, go ahead and take it the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release that knee down to the ground. Lift the right leg up and circle 5 times forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 times back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release that knee down to the ground, tuck under the toes. Let's bring bottom all the way up for our first downward facing dog. Go ahead and take the moment to set the posture. Feel free to pedal through the feet. Draw those sit bones up toward the sky. Should feel broad. Drawing your spine long. Heels are drawing down toward the ground, but again, don't focus so much on the knees. Focus on your hips and your sit bones. Take a nice deep bend if you want to set the spine and then start to straighten. And go ahead and walk the feet up to the hands. Place the feet hip width apart. Grab hold of the big toes with your peace fingers and draw your head down toward the ground. Elbows come out to the sides. If you need to take a nice deep bend in the knees, you can do that. Once you take your bend, go ahead and start to straighten. If you don't get all the way straightened, that's just fine. We just started this practice, so don't expect to get super deep into this forward fold. Breathe. Use your breath. Every time that you exhale, you can see if you can draw that head just a little bit closer to the ground. All right, go ahead and peel the body up. Bone by bone, head and neck come last. Good job. All right, inhale, arms come all the way up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring the hands up to the shins to create a flat back. Exhale, plant the hand, step or jump back to a high plank. Lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. As always, there's the option to drop to the knees during these sun salutations. So please feel free to take that modification if you feel that's what your body needs. Breathe here. All right, inhale, and on an exhale, step or jump, feet to the hands. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, use your leg strength to come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands down to your heart center. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, plant the hand, step or jump, back to a high plank. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment to catch your breath. Doing awesome. So important when you do hip opening flows to warm the body so you can protect your joints and your ligaments. Don't ever want to do deep hip opening flows or really any deep stretches without warming the body first. All right, inhale, and on an exhale, step or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands down to your heart center. Good job. All right, we're gonna do a couple of sun Bs now. Inhale, chair position. Bum comes back, so you wanna make sure your knees are stacked over your ankles. Don't come forward, sit back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, create some space. Exhale, plant the hand, step or jump, back to your high plank. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lifting from the inner thigh, right leg comes up. Go ahead and open through the hip. If you'd like, you can bend that top leg to get a little deeper into it. And then as you exhale, bring the knee to the nose and plant that right foot between your hands. Angle your back foot about 45 degrees. And use your leg strength to come all the way up to warrior one. Take an extra breath here. And then as you inhale, open up to warrior two. So that back foot is now becoming parallel with the back of the mat. Arms come out long. Make sure that your front knee, your right knee, is headed toward the second and third toe on that foot. So you want to be stacked over the ankle. All right, inhale, straighten that leg. And as you exhale, come forward, forward, forward. Someone's pulling you until you can't go any further. And then turn for triangle. Now, if this feels a little too extreme for you, feel free to grab your block, place it next to that right foot, press into it to extend that wingspan just a little bit farther. It's a really great place to be. You can have it on any of these three settings, whatever feels good for your body. What feels good to one person will not necessarily be what feels good to another. So it's important to listen to your own body. All right, inhale, come all the way back up. Go ahead and bend that front knee. Turn your left foot to come up into a high lunge, and then plant those hands on either side of the foot. Step back to your high plank. Again, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment here. Catch your breath. All right, on an inhale, lifting from the inner thigh, left leg comes up, and then open to a square hip. You can bend that top leg if that feels nice. Then on an exhale, bring the knee to the nose, keep your hips high so you have space to plant that foot between the hands. Angle your right foot about 45 degrees, and then use your leg strength. Come all the way up for warrior one. Arms come up overhead. On an inhale, open up to warrior two. So that back foot comes parallel to the back mat. Extend your arms out long. Again, check that left knee. Make sure that it's positioned correctly. Stacked over the knee. Stacked over the ankle and headed toward that second or third toe. Inhale, straighten that leg. And as you exhale, as if someone is pulling you till you can't go any farther. And then turn for triangle on the left side. Again, always that option to use the block. Breathe here. If you feel that your knee is hyperextending, make sure you are engaging that quad muscle. Protect your joints. One more breath here. All right, inhale, come all the way up. Bend that front knee. Angle your back foot so that you are in a high lunge, arms come up. And as you exhale, plant the hands on either side of your foot. Step back to that high plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, take a moment to breathe here. Spread through those fingertips. Really press down through the knuckle ridges. Support yourself in this downward facing dog. Inhale, and on an exhale, step or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come back into that chair position. And as you exhale, come to stand, hands down through heart center. Good work. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, chair position. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant those hands, step or jump, back to your high plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On an inhale, right leg comes up. Bend that knee, knee to nose, hips stay high. Plant the foot between the hands. Now go ahead and heel toe that right foot all the way out to the outer edge of the mat. You're gonna drop your left knee down. I'm gonna grab a block. Exhale and come down into lizard. If you need to have the block up on a higher setting, this can be great. If you don't need the block, you don't have to use the block. But as always, with these hip openers, make sure that you're not neglecting your left hip. Keep it engaged so that you're not collapsing into it. If you'd like to take it a step further, you can take your right hand and place it on your right knee and just open up a little bit more, pressing on the inside of that right knee, allowing your foot to kind of roll out a little bit, just a bit deeper. All right, go ahead and come back, remove the block, come back up to the palms of the hands, heel toe that foot back into the center line, pop up your back knee. You may want to scooch it in just a little bit if it moved back. And then come straight back into your three-leg dog one more time. Go ahead and open through the hip again. You can bend that top knee to get a little deeper. And then as you exhale, bring that leg forward for pigeon. Now, this is why I want you to grab a blanket or a towel. Place it underneath your right bum cheek to give a little added support. And then you can scoop back to create a little bit more of a right angle with that right leg. If you cannot get it into a right angle, that is totally fine. It does not have to be at a right angle. And then you can draw your knees together to add a little extra support for those joints. Inhale here, and then as you exhale, you come down to the forearms, you come all the way down. Go ahead and just fold to wherever feels comfortable. It's fine to round the spine. Just rest here in pigeon for a moment. Really breathe into your back body. Feel the backside lift with your inhales, and then fall with your exhales. And pigeon is also one of those poses that people either love or hate. Some days I do hate it. Some days I feel like I could just stay in it forever. Today is definitely one of the latter days. But if you hate pigeon, I promise I won't keep you here for too long. Just a couple more breaths. All right, on an inhale, come all the way back up. Tuck under your left toes. Press those hands down. And you can come back straight into a high plank. Go ahead and remove that blanket or your towel. And we'll vinyasa. So exhale for your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good job. All right, lifting from the inner thigh. Left leg comes up. Go ahead and bend the knee to the nose. Hips stay high. Plant that foot between the hands. Heel toe that left foot all the way out to the side of the mat. Drop the right knee down. And then you can come down for lizard. Again, if you want to use the block, you can do that. But keep that right hip engaged. Don't collapse into it. Breathe here. Again, that option, if you'd like to take it a step further, you can bring that left hand and just press against that left knee and bring the gaze up toward the sky. Just opens a little bit further. But again, if you're doing this, don't compromise that right hip. Make sure you can still keep it engaged. If you can't, then come back to your regular lizard. All right, come back up to the palms of the hands. Heel toe that left foot back into the center line. Tuck under those back toes. You can lift the knee. Again, if you need to step in a little bit, if your stance got a little further back than normal. And then inhale, come all the way back to your three-leg dog. Open through the hip. You can bend that top leg again. Then as you exhale, draw that knee forward and come down for pigeon. Again, take that blanket or towel and place it underneath your left bum cheek for a little added support. If you don't have a blanket or a towel, a block will do as well. It's just less comfy. All right, inhale, grow tall, and as you exhale, you can come all the way down, forward fold. Again, make sure you're not compromising your right hip. Keep it engaged, or draw those knees together if you need a little added lift. If you feel like you're collapsing in either of your hips, namely the right on the side, draw those knees together. Like you're squishing berries across the mat that want to meet in the middle. Breathe here. Again, observe the breath rising and falling in the backside of your body. Take one more breath here. And then on an inhale, all the way back up. Plant those hands, spread through the fingers, tuck under those right toes, and then pop yourself all the way back up for a high plank. You can remove the blanket or the towel. All right, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good job. Breathe. All right, inhale, and on an exhale, step or jump the feet to the hands. Inhale to come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sit back, arms come up for chair position. As you exhale, come all the way up, hands down through heart center. Good work. Okay, we're gonna open up for a wide leg stance. So bring both feet parallel to the sides of the mat. You're facing the long edge of your mat. See if you can get as deep as you can. Inhale, you can bring hands to the hips, and as you exhale, forward fold all the way down. You can bring hands in line with the feet, or if you feel like you need to be up a little higher, that's fine. Work within your body. Do what feels good for it today. Breathe. With every exhale, see if you can draw your head just a little bit closer down to the ground. All right, inhale, come up halfway, heel toe the feet in until they're just about a little wider than your shoulders. Angle them both out about 45 degrees and then come to sit down in Malasana. Bringing hands to heart center, and you can use your elbows to press out through those knees to get a little bit deeper. And I know I've addressed this before. I think I try to address it every time we do Malasana in these flows. But if you are up on your tiptoes doing this with Malasana, that's totally fine. You're not doing it wrong. You just have to work with balance. Getting your heels down will make it easier, but it just comes with time. So if you keep practicing, you'll get there, I promise you. Breathe here. You can either stay here, or if you'd like to take it a step further, you have the option to bind. So we'll start on the right side. You can take your elbow right on the inside of your right shin. Wrap that arm around, and you can bring your left arm behind to meet behind. Sorry, my shoulder just popped. And you can open up through the chest this way. All right, go ahead and release that. And then we'll go to the left side. So go ahead and tuck that. It's like your shoulder's coming right on the inside of your knee. And then wrap that arm around, bring your right arm behind you. You just grab hold, fingertips or the wrist behind you. And open up towards the right. Go ahead and release that. Go back to your regular malasana. Good job if you've been holding this whole time, especially if you're working with the balance. You might be feeling it in your ankles a little bit. Then place your hands down on the mat. Come up to stand, and you can heel toe your feet back to your wide leg forward fold. If you need to shake out, if you were holding that with the balance, feel free to shake out. Now's a good time. And then on an exhale, forward fold. Inhale to come all the way up to stand, and then we'll open up to warrior two on the right side. So go ahead and angle your right foot toward the front of the mat. Keep your left foot parallel to the back of the mat. Bend that right foot. Again, check your knee that it's heading the right direction. Extend your arms out long. Breathe here for a moment. Take an inhale. Then on an exhale, you can come into side angle. Now, option to either do this modified version of side angle, or if you'd like to come all the way down to the ground, you can do it this way. If you'd like to take it even a step further, you have the option to bind. So you just reach under with that right hand, grab hold with your left. Bind this way. Breathe. And place that hand down, extend up, and then come all the way back up to warrior two on an inhale. All right, angle your right foot at about 45 degrees so it's kind of pointed toward the corner of your mat. And then we'll bend that right leg, angle your left foot so your toes are pointed up toward the sky. Engage this left quad. We don't want to hyperextend your knee. And then bring hands to heart center for Skandasana. Breathe here. If this feels like it's too much, you can be up on the toes as well. Or you can just come into another side angle variation. Yogi's choice. If you want to take it a step further, you can again bind by bringing that right arm behind, left arm, whoop, lose my balance, to meet, and you can bind this way. All right, go ahead and place your hands down. Come all the way back up for a wide leg forward fold. All right, inhale, come all the way back up again to stand. We'll go to warrior two on the left side. So angle that left foot toward the back of the mat, right foot stays parallel. Bend that front knee, arms come out long. Breathe here. And again, inhale, and on an exhale, you can come into this version of side angle, this version of side angle, or if you'd like to take it again a step further, you can bind this way. Breathe here. Go ahead and place your hand down, and then come all the way back up to warrior two on an inhale. Go ahead and inhale, straighten that leg. Again, angle your left foot towards the corner of your mat. You want to rotate that right foot around so that you'll be on your heel. And then come all the way down for Skandasana on the left side. And again, foot is flexed. Engage that right quad. Bring hands to heart center. Then again, if you would like to take it a step further and you want to bind, go ahead and bring that left arm behind. Reach around to grab with your right. Breathe. And go ahead and place hands down. Angle both toes towards the wide edge of your mat. And then forward fold one more time. Okay, inhale to come up halfway. And then we're going to twist to the right to come all the way down into shoelace. Now, I'm facing away from you, so chances are you're facing away from me as well. If you want to just flip around. So we are facing each other. Right leg is over the top of your left. So we are in shoelace or cow face, whatever you would like to call it. Press those knees together. Just stretching out opposite muscle groups. Inhale to grow tall, and then as you exhale, go ahead and forward fold here. You should be feeling this in your glutes, particularly on the right side. Breathe. Again, don't worry about keeping the spine nice and long here. If you want, you can round the spine. It's just fine today. All right, inhale to come up. And then we're just gonna circle all the way around. So going toward the left, come all the way up and around to get the left leg on top. Stay in position. All right, press those knees together. Inhale to grow tall, and then as you exhale, go ahead and forward fold on this side. Again, you should be feeling this in your left glute. Breathe. Two more breaths here. All right, on an inhale, come all the way up. You go ahead and unwrap the legs, and we'll just come all the way down to the belly. So go ahead and rest your head down on the fingertips, then bring your left knee up for half frog. Now you want to make sure in this position that both of your hip bones are still, for the most part, connected. If it's hovering like a quarter inch off the ground, like it's not the end of the world, but you want to try to make sure that both of your hip bones are still, for the most part, connected to the mat. So that means that this is as high up as you can get with your half frog. That's okay. It's okay. Just go to within what works for your body and be patient with yourself. It's something that just comes with time and consistent practice. And so if it's something that you're still working on, guess what? Me too. Don't kick yourself. It'll come with time. All right, go ahead and bring that left leg back down, and then you can bring your right knee up to half frog on the right side. Breathe here. Again, check those hip bones. You're not necessarily opening as far as you can if you are compromising by rolling, if that makes sense. So you want to make sure that you're focusing more on opening through the hip and not necessarily bringing your knee up toward your elbows. Take one more breath here. Go ahead and bring that right leg back down. Let's roll over onto our backs. And go ahead and grab your strap on your way over. So we're gonna do some stretches through our hips using the strap. So unroll the strap, put your feet, both of them, about the halfway point. Extend them long. We'll do just a little hamstring stretch here. So inhale. And then as you exhale, go ahead and draw those feet back toward you. Make sure that your sacrum is still on the ground. You're not like crunching. You want to just really focus that stretch in on the hamstrings, not on the low back. All right, go ahead and bend the knees a little bit. Release the left foot down to the ground. And extend just that right leg up. So again, inhale, and then as you exhale, draw that leg toward you. We'll hold here for just a moment. And then as you inhale, I want you to rotate through the hip socket to bring your right leg out to the right side. Now, don't worry about how deep you get. Focus on moving within your hip joint. It's a ball and socket joint, so you want to make sure that it's moving with rotation as well. It's not meant to just go straight out like a hinge or straight, you know what I mean? I mean, it can go in any direction, but to work within the structure of this whole area, make sure you're rotating through your hip. You'll be able to get a lot farther if you work within the bone structure. Make sure both of your sit bones are still planted into the mat, so you're not rolling toward the right side. Breathe here. Inhale, and then as you exhale, bring that leg all the way back up. Again, working within that hip socket. Switch the strap over into your left hand, and then draw that leg across the body, just to stretch out through the other side. Again, you want to make sure that your sacrum and your sit bones are still staying on the mat. So if that means that you don't get as deep, that's okay. Right. Again, inhale, come back up to center. And then one last time, hamstring stretch. Exhale, that leg back toward yourself. All right, go ahead and bend the knee. Release that right foot down. And then hook that left foot right into that strap. Again, inhale. And as you exhale, draw that leg back towards yourself. Hold here for just a moment. And then as you inhale, again, rotating within that hip socket. If you need to place your right hand on your right hip to help keep it in place, you can do that. But go ahead and draw that left leg out toward the left side. And focus on the rotation, not how far you can get off to the side. Hold here just a little bit longer. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring that leg all the way back up again, rotating in that hip socket. Switch the strap over into your right hand, and as you exhale, draw that leg all the way across. Again, making sure that you keep both sit bones rooted into the mat. You should feel this all the way up the outside of the leg, out through that IT band, through the muscle that the IT band connects to, I should say. All right, inhale back up to center, and one last time, exhale that leg back toward you. All right, go ahead and bend that knee, release that. You can set your strap to the side. Bend both knees in, and then we're going to do kind of a shoelace in this position. So cross the right knee over the left, flex both feet to protect your knee joints, and then grab hold of your shins and just draw them toward you. If by chance you're one of those who hates cow face pose or shoelace, will you comment at the end of this and let me know if this is a little easier for you? I'm just curious. Let me know if it's more enjoyable than the traditional version. All right, on an inhale, go ahead and release. Switch the cross of the legs. Again, flex both feet to protect your knee joints. And as you exhale, grab hold of those shins and bring those legs toward you. Breathe. Should be a nice stretch all up that left glute. And on an inhale, go ahead and release that. Cross the right leg over the left. If you want, you can fully eagle the legs, or you can just keep it right here. Totally up to you. Bring the arms out to a T, and then drop both legs over to the left side for spinal twist. Keep both shoulder blades on the mat. If this feels too extreme to you, you can unwind the legs and just drop both knees over to the side, stack normally. Inhale, come back up to center. Go ahead and unwind the legs. Reverse the cross or reverse the eagle. And then go ahead and drop both legs over to the right side. All right, on an inhale, come back up to center. You can unwind the legs. Extend the left leg out long. Grab hold of the right big toe with your peace fingers, or you can just grab hold of the foot. Either way is totally fine. And then draw that knee down into, like towards your armpit for a half happy baby. Breathe. Right, inhale. You can let go of that foot, reverse the legs. Grab hold of the left big toe with your left peace fingers. Send that right leg out long, and then draw that knee down toward your armpit. Allow your body to just relax. One more breath. Right, on an inhale, you can just release that leg. Then we'll make our way into Shavasana. So you can take whichever variation you'd like. I think today I'm going to put my feet at the width of the mat and then allow my knees to topple in. Kind of reverse the effects of the hip opening. If you'd like, you can do traditional Shavasana, or if you want to do Baddha Konasana with your feet at a diamond, you can do that as well. Yogi's choice. Go ahead and tuck the shoulder blades underneath the back and then close off the eyes. And again, without manipulating it in any way, just bring your awareness to the breath. And allow yourself to sink down into the mat. Allow each and every part of you to simply rest, relax, digest the practice, and focus on the breath. Now allow yourself to take some subtle movements. You can wiggle the fingers and toes. If you want to place the soles of the feet down on the mat, if you're in Baddha Konasana, if you want to lift your knees back up together. And then as soon as you feel ready, go ahead and roll to whichever side feels comfortable to you today. And make your way up into a comfortable seated position. Eyes remain closed. Bring hands to heart center. You can blink open the eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much for flying with me today. I hope that this was enjoyable for you. I hope that your hips feel a little bit more open. Please comment below and let me know how that went for you. And if you did enjoy it, please be sure to like and subscribe. There are new flows every Tuesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to be notified every time that there's a new upload, please feel free to hit that little notification bell. Thank you again so much. Have a swell day and namaste.